Good afternoon, and welcome to Spotlight on Surse from Surse, Manitoba, the 6th day of February 2018. We are in the basement of the Surse Civic Centre, where the local lodge of the Elks of Canada meet at Surse Elks Lodge number 21. Today we are joined by the Grand Exalted Ruler, Deborah Sellenbach. That title is old school for the National President of the Elks of Canada. Welcome, Deb, and it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me here, Dean.
We're going to discuss the Elks of Canada. Basically, the Surse Elks Lodge is very honored to have you visit them today. They're going to have a supper and a regular meeting this evening, at which Deb will be speaking. A little history on the Elks, Deb. When were the Elks of Canada formed?
The Elks of Canada were formed in September of 1912, and the first lodge was instituted in Vancouver, BC, and then it went on from there.
Okay. And it grew across Canada, I take it then?
Yes.
Every province, I take it, would have a lodge, or?
Yeah, we have approximately 256 lodges across Canada. Alberta holds the most, and Saskatchewan, BC, and then Manitoba and on.
Well, that's exciting to be across the country. Membership, how many people would be Elks members?
Right now, we're sitting at just over 10,300 members across Canada.
Okay, and always looking for more, I'll bet.
Always looking for more.
The Elks, some of the work the Elks do, the Elks have a national charity, the Elks and Royal Purple Fund for Children. Can you tell us a little bit about that fund and what all it does for?
The Fund for Children was established so that members of the Order had a national instrument to complement their local charity or charitable and community service efforts. The fund provides financial assistance for medical needs of children with hearing and speech disorders under the age of 19. In complement to financial assistance, the charity provides funding for programs that address the needs of children with hearing and speech disabilities. The national charity enables an Elks Lodge to respond at any time to a child in their community with medical needs, even if they do not have charitable funds in their own account. In this way, the national charity becomes a local charity. By accessing the fund when necessary, the lodges can build their profile in the community as a caring organization and one worth joining. By donating to the fund when they are able, Elks Lodges contribute an insurance policy of sorts for all lodges to access in times of need.
Well, that's an interesting, and excuse me, I just going to say, going back, the Elks is we're not associated with the Elks of America, are we?
No, we're not.
But we kind of followed in their thing, and I don't know, I can remember looking this up for the history of one of the local lodges' anniversaries. The Elks Lodge was actually started in New York years ago. It was a group of actors got together to help if an actor passed away with young children and stuff. They kind of started an insurance fund, because back in the 1800s, those people had nothing of that. So it's kind of an interesting story.
It is,
you
yeah.
go right back.
I just had the opportunity of going down to Seattle and to the Washington State Elks Convention. The U.S. Elks is actually celebrating their 150th birthday this year. So they're expecting over 8,000 people to be in San Antonio, Texas for their convention in July.
Well, that's an interesting. What are the local Elks, provincial and national Elks, doing to promote and support community needs, and how do they raise their funds? That's a tough, long question.
It is. Nationally, we have our online website, which can be accessed by anyone in the world, and people can donate there. Provincially, they hold walkathons, they sell calendars, they do lotteries, anything that they can to raise money and as well as to raise money. Locally, the lodges do socials, they do some work at casinos, and pretty much anything they can socially in their lodges to raise money.
Yeah, and most lodges are looking for a need of something to be raising that money for. Most pick a goal and work towards it.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, not only, like you say, nationally we work towards a lot of stuff, fund a few different things. Basically, like you said, speech and hearing. But, well, I know locally the Souris Elks maintain the playground here in the park. Altona just put a playground into their community complex, like the rink and curling club and that. I just happened to be there here a couple weeks ago. It's a beautiful center. Yeah, so a lot of work gets done locally too, so, but there's still that national
Yes, yeah,
part of it.
yeah.
So, in your opinion, why would a person join the an organization like the Elks of Canada?
I think well, the reason I joined was to be able to give back to the community. You know, there's so many families out there that are struggling. They have children with needs and they just can't afford to do it on their own. So to become an Elk member and to see a family and to see them and how they feel when they're helped, it really tugs at your heartstrings, I'll tell you.
Yeah, to see the results of that work. I know one year we had a young lad who'd had a cochlear implant, and it was through Central Speech and Hearing in Winnipeg. So that's a nationally funded and provincially. The Elks of Canada give money towards something like that. And yeah, I think the lad was 12 or 13 years old, and he'd only had the implant for months, but they said just the enormous growth in his speech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He actually talked to the meeting, and it was amazing. Do the Elks have a national office? So we're talking about our national program, so obviously we do.
We do have a national office, and it is in Regina, Saskatchewan. Was just there on the weekend for our executive meetings. It's just off of Albert Street in Regina.
Right on. And that kind of directs the charities and
Yes.
centralizes everything?
Yeah.
And it's kind of central to Canada,
It is.
so if
It is.
spread across Canada, that'd be a good spot for it, isn't it?
Yes.
So with your visit here to Souris this evening, what type of message do you feel you'd like to deliver to the local lodge and any of the other lodges visiting?
We are here to do great things in our community. It's up to you how you accomplish it.
Well, that's an interesting. Looking forward to that, as I will be attending that meeting this evening. I am certainly looking forward to your visit. Do the Elks of Canada have a web page?
Yes, we do. And actually, I had a compliment when I was down in Seattle. They like our website better than theirs. So it is, all you have to do is you can type in either the Elks of Canada or www.elksofcanada.ca.
And that'll take you
And
right
that'll
to
take
it?
you right to the website.
And there's a ton of information there.
There is, yes. Tells
it-
you all about the Elks, about our fund, our lodges, where the lodges are, our national executive, all the past Grand Exalted Rulers, and so on, and some of the stuff we've done.
And I think it kind of breaks it down provincially too.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you're anywhere in Canada and want to look for Elks Lodge, you'll be able to go to that site and find one closest to you.
Yep.
If someone is interested in joining the Elks, where would they find more information?
The best place is to go to the online website, or just to your local lodge in your home. If there's one there, you can find out there as well.
Yeah, and just another quick plug, all those lodges would be looking for members. Anybody interested in joining?
Anybody over the age of 16, couples, it's nice when we can get couples in there, and we're looking for anybody. If you like to volunteer and have fun, the Elks of Canada is the organization to join.
All right, and you know what I see, I just have it written down here, the Elks of Canada mission statement would be a Canadian volunteer organization of men and women serving communities with a vision to be the best volunteer organization in Canadian communities. So yeah, we're very happy to have Deb visiting Souris this evening. You've been here since yesterday.
Yes?
I hope we've showed you some good hospitality. Have you enjoyed yourself here so far?
So far, Dean, you've been my escort, my dinner partner. It's been, I've seen some stuff, but I'm looking forward to visiting and looking around the rest of Souris.
Yeah. Well, I can't say enough how honored we are at the Souris Elks Lodge to be hosting the Grand Exalted Ruler, Deborah Sellenbach, this evening in Souris, Manitoba. Stuff like this, promoting elkdom from that level, it's a very exciting time for our local lodge. So, Deborah, thank you kindly for coming, and as I said, it's an honor to have you and host you. The Souris Elks Lodge is very pleased with this opportunity.
Thank you, Dean. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you again. So that's Spotlight on Souris. We've had visiting the Grand Exalted Ruler, Deborah Sellenbach, from Aldergrove, BC.
Yes.
She was elected last July and serves for a one-year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to try and visit across Canada.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going right from the west coast to the east coast,
So it's
Newfoundland included.
it's quite an experience, isn't it?
It
all
is,
that traveling
it is.
and meeting all the people.
Yeah, you hear the other grounds talking about it and when they were out visiting, but I'm telling you, you don't really know what it's like until you actually experience it yourself.
Right on. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
That's been Spotlight on Souris from Souris, Manitoba for February 6, 2018. I'd like to thank our volunteers involved with WCG-TV in the making of this. Our cameraman, Mark Cranwell, our producer, Sheila Kirkup, and our editor, myself, or Mark Cranwell. Thank you for joining Spotlight on Souris today.